Great news for Kevin Smith fans. I know your ears have perked up, Kevin Smith fans. I'm giving you a chance to adjust to the news. Now you can hear the full archive of Smodcast shows. Smodcast is, of course, a portmanteau of Smith and podcast. You can hear the full archive of Smodcast shows like Fat Man on Batman, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, and Hollywood Babble on in Stitcher Premium. That's right. Stitcher Preems. Listen to all the latest episodes of shows like Smodcast, where Kevin and his longtime collaborator, Scott Mosier, discuss everything from Rick and Morty to Colonel Mustard and any other absurd topics on their minds. They're mentally ill. There are hundreds of episodes in the Smodcast archives, and you can't find them anywhere else. Check them out with a free trial of Stitcher Premium. Here's what you do. I'm going to tell you how to live your life for these next few seconds. Go to stitcherpremium.com/smod, that's SMOD, and use the promo code SPONT, that's SPONT, for a free month of Stitcher Premium. You can't say I didn't tell you to do this. Oh boy. Guys. Yeah. It's happening again, but not a bad thing. Like in the German show Dark. A good thing is happening again. It's sometimes watching a thing with subtitles, it's a source of shame when you realize how much you were on your phone. You don't even know you're doing it. And then people are speaking in a language you don't know. And you're looking at Instagram or some shit. And then you look up at the TV and you're like, I don't know where these people are or why they're mad. I mean, that's a terrible feeling to all of a sudden realize I don't know where I am and why everyone is yelling. It's like being abducted by aliens or something. And then they drop you off at somebody's family's house. You get to experience a different family dynamic. Honestly, one of the great pleasures in life is being around somebody else's fucked up family. You just take it in stride. Oh, this is great. Look at them. These fools. I'm glad I'm not emotionally invested in their petty squabbles. Families are hard, guys, because we don't choose them, and also they're terrible. What is it about having the same blood that makes people such monsters? Well, maybe we should ask our friend Dracula. When I think about the Frankenstein monster, and I think about how he was assembled from so many different corpses, and maybe the book covers this, but couldn't just be one guy? That seems crazy. That he has to have like stitches around his wrists. Like, well, I like this guy's forearms, but that guy's hands are to die for. Definitely make the head square. What? That's not in the book. In the book, he has a gorgeous head of hair. Mary Shelley goes on about it at length. And you know, in the book, the monster has a name. His name is Greg. I may have read a different book. Is Frankenstein the one where on the cover, there's a guy that looks like Fabio. He's holding a lady. They're on the beach. Ladies and gentlemen. Folks, welcome to Spontaneanation with Paul F. Tompkins. I am the second part. This is a show where I invite a special guest onto the program to have a free-form conversation with me inspired by a blind question from our previous episode's guest. Then, I invite some improviser pals onto the show to join me in a narrative improv that is one continuous story as opposed to unconnected scenes, oftentimes utilizing details gleaned from the conversation with the aforementioned special guest. And it is all scored on piano by Mr. Eban Schletter. That's what he goes like. He mixed it up a little bit today. He added a new flair. Let's see what happens. Eban Schletter. Oh, wasn't ready. He fell down the piano stairs. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to invite this gentleman to the show for the first time. We have not had him on the show before. Very pleased he could be here. He can be seen in the Netflix film that is still streaming now, Game Over Man. Perhaps inspired by Bill Paxton's character from Aliens? You'll have to watch to find out. And right now you can see him. He's doing an arc on the Hank Azaria show Brockmire. Please welcome to Spontaneanation, Utkarsh Ambudkar. Welcome, Utkarsh. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Mr. F. Tompkins.
It's nice to meet you. It's nice to have you here.
It's so good to meet you too, man.
How's your day so far?
Day's so far pretty good. Took a shower.
Right. Feels good.
Yeah, I had a handful of frosted mini wheats and a string cheese. And like 7 cups of Café Bustelo. So I got a shit. I'm not going to lie. It's coming soon.
I appreciate it.
I told myself today, no poop jokes, and immediately dropped a shit.
Well, this is more like a statement.
Yeah, true.
Nothing funny about it.
No, physically, I have to make a bowel movement.
Doesn't it suck that we still have to do that?
I enjoy it.
Like, it feels like...
It's the only time I do any real thinking in my life, I have to say.
That can't be true.
I stay on the toilet until my leg falls asleep, and then that's how I know when to get off.
What about lying in bed at night, just staring into the blackness?
That's fear. That's pure fear and anxiety. That's like having conversations with people from 8 years ago. Do you ever like relive situations?
Yes.
And then I go into deep detail about how I would do things differently if it were to ever happen again, which is a complete impossibility because it happened a decade ago.
Yes.
That's what happens before I go to bed.
Very unlikely that situation will come back around.
Not really.
To where you'll be prepared for it this time.
I'm like not going to be at the club when the guy grabs me by the collar and I won't know how to fight 12 guys at the same time. Right. Like I'll still probably cry and ask not to be hit in the face. Sure. Like, you know, these things... That's what happens at night, but on the toilet, I know Kung Fu, and I beat the shit out of that guy, and I write a script about it, starring me and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I feel like you're thinking about this incident too much.
Huh? This is one of hundreds, bro. I spend lots of nights thinking about different things.
One time I was doing that thing where you're reliving like an old argument or something, and I was going on for such a long time about what I should have said and elaborating on this point, and then I said out loud to myself, "What are you doing?"
Oh yeah. Why?
It was mortifying. Yeah.
Will you just eat this handful of frosted mini wheats and this string cheese?
Was this a meal? It was a handful of. It's not. You did not.
It's like
did
fiber,
you eat these separately?
Protein. No,
sure.
At the same time, for sure. Hey man, I had a podcast to do. I needed fuel.
What did you eat first?
I ate a bite of the string cheese.
Right.
And then I wolfed down some frosted mini wheats, and I thought to myself, this isn't good, but it's not bad. I don't have any muffins. I'm out of oatmeal. I don't have milk to eat the frosted mini wheats with.
Right.
No yogurt. Slim pickings. All I have is Blue Apron, which is basically just a box of sweet potatoes and a pork loin, and I can't eat that for breakfast. So,
well, can I ask this? Why not at this point?
Yeah.
If once string cheese is entering the breakfast equation, I feel like you've opened up the boundaries.
You know, I'll say sweet potatoes take a long time to cook. I can't just like toss that in the oven and in 30 seconds have a meal. That's a 45-minute process. You have to butter it, cinnamon it, whatever you got to do. You know, there's a whole YouTube tutorial on sweet potatoes. They're a hard food to cook.
Have you thought about cooking them the night before and then having them for breakfast the next day?
Yes, but as I said, the night before is generally spent living in the past, regretting my decisions, so it's tough.
Toilet, here I come.
Yeah.
Utkarsh, I have a question for you. This comes from our previous episode's guest.
Eliza Skinner.
No.
This is
We're ahead in the recording.
God damn it!
Nice try.
I did some research.
You're the first guest who has tried to guess who the previous guest was.
I love Eliza. She's great.
She is great. But she is not our previous episode's guest. She was
Okay,
back.
cool.
She was back a few episodes ago.
Months ago, her episode was dope. That was a great
It
episode.
absolutely
Yeah.
was. Here we go.
Okay.
If you were to name a star, what would the name be?
A star in the sky?
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Just like
I tell you what, though, you can interpret the question however you wish.
a star in the sky. I was like immediately like, if I were to name Tom Cruise, what would I name him? If I were to name a star in the sky, well, there's the romantic answer, which would be like my grandmother's name, which is Sonubai. That would be beautiful.
Great star name.
I have to say, I've already done this. I purchased a star in the sky, and I named it after a girl. I mean, the girl it was her birthday.
Sure.
And I was pining for her affections, and bought her a star in the sky. And it's incredible. There's this app, and you can look. It's all probably total bullshit, but like in the 3D simulation that is my life, you can look at this app. And you can like see a 3D star. It's like, this is the exact star. It shines brightly. This is the quarks or whatever, the energy level of the flare coming off of it. And so I bought this star and I named it after this girl. I don't know if I should say her name, but I've done this before. So it's kind of like, and she wasn't really impressed. I paid extra money to get the certificate and like the medallion and the whole thing that says, hey, like, Josephine, your star has arrived. This is your star in the sky. And you show them the app and you're like, look, there's this big grid of space and here's your digitally whatever printed star. And you can see it in 3D and you can watch it every night and think of me. And she was like, cool, this is great. This is very sweet.
How old were you at the time?
This was like a year ago. This was very, I thought I was being very innovative.
I mean, it's out of the box for sure.
I think it's very much in a box. And it's like, so, you know what I mean? Like, getting someone a star is so played out.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's like, it really
Everyone
is.
knows. Everyone in the room is nodding.
I think, and I've learned this. I've learned that getting someone a star is one of the most underwhelming gifts you can get a human being.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what else it would be. You can get somebody like something from Tiffany's, like one of those charm bracelets, and they're just kind of like, cool, why didn't you just get me a star? It's the same fucking thing. So it was, so let's just redo it. And if I were to name a star, I think I would name it after my grandmother.
That's very nice.
And she would appreciate it.
I need to hear more about this medallion.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about it because I had it sent to her.
Right. You certainly got to see an image of it.
It's like a package. Have you ever anyone here been like ordained to be a minister?
Yes.
So, yeah. So, like they give you the package. They're like, we can just throw you the certificate that you can print out from online,
right.
Or we'll get you the name tag. We'll get you your photo ID,
Yeah.
which says you're a minister. We'll get you like a cloth. Like
I like the one that had, when I
dog.
did it, it had like a parking pass, like
Yeah.
a clergy that you would hang in your rearview mirror.
And I'm the type of person who goes, wait, for $15 more, I can get like a embossed certificate saying that I'm one of these things?
Of course.
I will 100% drop $79,
Me too.
$99 for the
Absolutely.
whole package.
Yes.
When I got my dog, her like emotional support thing.
The vest, yeah.
Yeah, my dog's got a vest. She's got the leash. She's got the harness. She's got the photo ID, certificate, everything. Framed this. I go big. And I don't know why. I just love it. I love having everything.
Did you like this stuff when you were a kid?
Not so much.
Man, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with, I guess I was obsessed with official things. So like the idea of having a nameplate on a
Right.
desk that to me was the height of, I guess, adulthood. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was it.
I used to collect comic books and baseball cards. I'm sure most of us did. And you could take those to certifiers and they can be like certified 9.2 mint. And
Yeah.
you'd have to pay like $50 and they put it in the glass case that has screws in it and everything. You never touch the card ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did shit like that for sure. That was very important to me.
Of course,
Have my
absolutely.
Mint Spawn number 2. Oh man, the comic books boom. The bottom fell out on that.
Was it a thing where would you have it displayed in your bedroom or something?
As a 9, 10-year-old kid, I did, but I would collect toys and not take them out of the box.
Right.
So I'd buy the Star Wars, the X-Men, this, that, and the third. And then obviously I moved to New York and I moved to New York, went to college, immediately became broke. And I was like, cool, I got all these toys. I've got like hundreds of dollars worth of toys that I'm going to go sell now and make my way and pay my rent.
Exactly. You're set for life.
Yeah. So I show up with my Spawns and my Star Wars and all these cool guys, and I show up to St. Mark's Comics on St. Mark's, and I bring my toys, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to give you a deal. $600-700 for the whole box. And the guy's like, I'm going to give you $40 in cash and $40 in store credit. And I'm like, whoa. How about $60? And he's like, the $40 in store credit is now gone. I'm going to give you $40 in cash.
Oh my God.
And I was like, whoa. Hey, my whole childhood, these are my childhood memories. And what happened to the $40 in credit? And he was like, you see all these toys on the wall? Nobody's buying these. I got to sell these. So I'll take your inventory because I can tell you need money, but I don't need them. And I was like, give me my $40 so I can get a fucking McChicken sandwich and a fucking 20 sack, and then be on my sad way. And still, when I go to New York, I go to St. Mark's Comics and I go in the toy section and I go, that was mine. That was mine.
They're all still there.
Oh man, it's so sad.
Is that guy still there?
The guy's still there, yeah. The same place. Comic book shops changed not at all, like over time.
Do you know, I worked at a comic book store very briefly on South Street in Philadelphia, Comics and More it was called. And I thought, well, that'll be a fun job, right? I'll just, be there and I'll get to read comics and stuff like that. And it was, for some reason, there was a guy there that was a real hard ass about like rules.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was a manager, this guy Michael. Then the guy under him, I think, was named Jeff. And then I was just like a grunt at the store. And so I was late twice, 5 minutes late twice. And the second time I got fired by Michael, who said, if I don't do this, then Jeff will report it and then I get in trouble. So you're fired.
That's so messed up, man.
It was
I'm
like,
sorry.
what happened?
How old were you?
Oh, I was like, this was last year. How old was I? Was probably like 19 or 20, something like that.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I've been fired too. Any real job I had, I was probably gently let go of.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the other firings I feel like I really earned. This one seemed like, come on. Oh yeah, I would get to a point where I'd be a bad employee at any job. I would start out very chipper and friendly, and then gradually it would just.
How long does that take?
The longest I ever worked at a retail job was, I think it was 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
But after the first year, I was already.
What job was that?
That was Tower Video on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood. Yeah. I got fired because I was stealing videos.
Did you steal? Can I try and guess one of the videos you stole?
Oh, please be my guest.
Tango and Cash.
You would be incorrect. I did not steal Tango and Cash.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
Scent of a Woman.
No.
Wait. Can you tell me what year this was? I think I might be in the wrong decade.
This was 95, 96.
Ooh, Batman Forever.
No.
What?
There are there are movies before those movies.
Okay, Serpico.
I don't think we had Serpico on VHS. Although I probably would have stolen it if we had.
Okay, you tell me one that you stole.
I stole, let me just, cards on the table. I stole like the entire Hitchcock collection.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I was way off base.
Yeah.
Okay, Hitchcock.
Yeah. I stole a lot of classic films. Pretty much like the AFI 100.
That's incredible. You're like, I need to fill out my collection.
That's right.
That's so cool.
And I totally justified it to myself.
I would too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I got fired and I was like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to steal.
Whatever.
I forgot.
Oh, more power to you. It's VHS. They couldn't see.
Right? They had no. They thought laser discs were the next big thing.
God, so big, so easy to scratch, useless.
Did you ever shoplift from a job?
So many times. What are you talking about? Shoplifting. I was a camp counselor. I stole from the kids. No, that's not true.
Were you a camp counselor?
I was. I taught theater, which was basically just like I had a bin of costumes, and I would just these kids would show up, and I'd be like, take a costume, and then 45 minutes would pass, and I'd be like, move along. I wasn't great. I wasn't good.
You prefigured the photo booth craze.
I was like, I'm studying theater at NYU, and I'm here to teach these kids how to dig into this box and put on princess outfits and then leave me the fuck alone. It was basically that. I worked at a Korean restaurant, and I would I would eat food that I wasn't supposed to eat. So I would eat the higher end. There's this dish called sundubu jjigae, which is this hot pot of seafood stew and tofu. Delicious. But I was not allowed to have that.
So now the employees were allowed some food.
Yeah, we were allowed, if you know Korean food, like bibimbap, it's just bulgogi with some vegetables and stuff. We were allowed that, the basic amenities a human being gets at a Korean restaurant, but not the high-end stuff. And I would go into, the spare ribs and, the ribeye, and I would get it. And then these ajimas, who was, the grandmas who would cook, they'd rat on me. They'd snitch, and they'd be like, yo, your boy's stealing the kalbitang, which is the ribeye. And I'm like, why would you? We're cool. I lasted 3 weeks. My boss, the boss was like, we think you're probably going to be a really good actor, but you're a terrible waiter, and you don't have to come in anymore.
What? You don't have to come in anymore.
We don't need you anymore.
That's
bad.
The gentlest firing.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be a big actor, and you don't have to come in anymore.
Yeah. Worked at a movie theater. It's like you steal the ice creams.
Yeah, sure.
You steal popcorn.
Absolutely.
You don't. What are you going to do? You can't steal much at a movie theater.
What was the movie that you saw the most working at the movie theater?
That was there a Muppets in Outer Space?
Yeah, there was, right? Yeah.
I saw that motherfucker so many times. You go in and you're just like, Muppet, there they are again on the trash planet.
There they are again.
So many times. I can't remember another movie. This was when Mina Suvari was going to be the next big thing.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
yes.
That whole American Pie group was going to be our next, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, all that. And, they're all still working, but that did not happen the way that I think anyone planned it.
Was Mina Suvari in both American Pie and American Beauty?
Oh, yeah. She's
That's a rare feat.
Dude, in 1 year, I feel or in she had a 3-year run that rivals anyone's in the business.
American Pie will always make me think of our friend Busy Phillips, who when she asked me, what was the biggest movie of 1997? And I said, Titanic. And she said, no, American Pie.
She's not wrong.
I mean, it was a big movie. Don't get me wrong.
Huge.
But I think Titanic might have edged it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Wrong year.
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck, yeah.
What? Wrong year?
Yeah, 99.
99 was American Pie?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
Busy,
shit.
wrong on all
That's
counts.
why.
Utkarsh Ambudkar, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Where can people find you online, should they wish to find you, and should you wish to be found?
I'm on Instagram and all that stuff, UTK the INC. That's a rap moniker I don't use anymore. Poor planning. But just type in Utkarsh, UTKARSH, and I'm the only one you'll find, so you're good.
There you have it. And you can be seen in Game Over Man on Netflix and Brockmire on the Independent Film Channel.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. During the break, we will procure a location for our improv from our guest, Utkarsh Ambudkar. And then when we return, you'll meet our improvisers.
Squarespace. I did research.
God willing. God willing. Determination. Hustle. Thrilling action. Rec League basketball. That's right. I could only be talking about one thing. Pistol Shrimps Radio is back wherever fine podcasts are downloaded, and also presumably shitty podcasts. Look, go to a podcast download place. You'll find the good and the bad. That's just the way it works in the world. That's the way it works in sports, too. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose. The facts of life. The facts of life. If you don't know Pistol Shrimps Radio, Mark McConville and Matt Gorley from Super Ego, my brothers from Super Ego and friends of this show, and a million more great podcasts like I Was There Too, and let's leave it there. Those guys record live from the Los Angeles Women's Rec Basketball League. And they call the courtside action as it happens, whether they know anything about basketball or not, and they don't. They don't know about basketball, and they've been doing this for a while. They still have not picked up a lot of the points of the game. But it's a fun show. They're sitting there, they're watching these games live, recording the action. Just like Mark and Matt, this show is really funny. These guys make ridiculous and absurd color commentary, and they cheer on Pistol Shrimps athletes like Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec and other things that she's doing now. Stephanie Allen from Wild Horses, and she's been on this show. Blasucci, _ Maria Blasucci, and our own Amanda Lund, a whole roll of quarters. Get in on the most thrilling, almost sports event of the season. I mean, it is a sports event. I don't know what they mean. Almost event, perhaps? No, it's an event. Guys, they're damning with faint praise. Get into the most thrilling sports event of the season with Earwolf's most ignorant sports announcers. That one caught me by surprise and made me giggle. Subscribe to Bristol. What? Subscribe to Pistol Shrimps Radio now in your favorite podcast app or in your least favorite podcast app. Use one you hate. For example, these, I'm going to name them. You say out loud whether you like them or hate them. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. The ad is over. Oh, we're back. We're so back. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet our friends from the land of Make Pretends. Seated right across from me, start igniting your Indiglo watches because you're about to get a cack attack. Craig Cackowski is here.
Back with the whack cack attack.
Oh, no.
That's all. I got one line.
Okay, good. That's good. Craig,
That's how whack it is. That's how whack that attack is.
It's a whack cack attack.
There's no rhyming couplet for the initial line.
Craig, thank you for informing us that American Pie was 1999.
I hated to weigh in ahead of my time.
I know.
It breaks
We needed it.
the decorum here.
He loves movies that much.
Yeah.
He can't stand by.
I was literally shaking in my seat. Like, not the same year. Not the same year. In the same way that when I listened to that episode with Busy, like I wanted to punch Busy through my podcasting app.
Well, imagine how I felt.
Being right there in the room with her.
She's saying this right to my face.
Yeah. Lying to your face. And there's no way to find out.
Craig, where are you in your where are you in the Craigslist podcast? What number are you up to?
We are about, I don't know at the time of this, but we're in probably the high 20s.
Wow.
When this episode comes out. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Holy moly. Now, Craig has a podcast called Craigslist Podcast. It's Craig and his wife and our friend Carla Cackowski. They're watching Craig's top 100 movies, a list he has composed. And they're going through them, watching them together and discussing them and then grading them. And you're into the high 20s.
Yeah.
So now what happens when it's over? What do you do?
I do have a second list of 100 additional favorites.
No, you don't.
I do.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Craig,
Yeah.
wait. Why?
So I do have 200 movies, so we can get. And also, I'm taking off some of the movies from Craigslist.
That's right.
And so there probably will be some episodes where we're like, "What about this one? Should High Fidelity make the list? Let's rewatch it." And,
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
No.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I agree.
You right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Guys, I don't need your fucking opinion.
Now, Craig, one of my favorite movies,
Yeah.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh, yeah.
I screened it recently at UCB Sunset. They have a once a month movie screening show there. Love that movie. I asked you, I was curious, and I asked you if it made your top 100. You said no.
No, second 100 though. So
It is in the
yeah.
It's in the second 100.
Yeah, so it's somewhere between my 101st and 200th favorite movie.
Okay. But
I think that's an honor.
Listen, even if you can't listen to all of Craig's list, look at the episode titles. And then you'll see a few that are like, well, Butch Cassidy should have been in there instead of that.
Yeah, I think everyone will say that with most of my movies because they're
well, not most. There's a lot of great movies on there.
There's a lot of great movies, but then there's also some curiosities and things that are just important to me.
Spring Breakers,
like
I thought was a
Utkarsh
strange
has
choice.
Tango and Cash.
Classic. What's yours? What's one of yours?
A guiltier pleasure.
Yeah, Craig.
I guess Poltergeist maybe. It's not on the list, but one of my favorite movies is Oh God. With John Denver and George Burns.
Sure.
I don't know how much that holds up, but
When's the last time you've seen that movie?
probably been a while. But I have fond memories of it. It's probably one of the first straight up comedies I saw in the movie theater.
Absolutely. One of John Denver's greatest acting performances.
Up there with Muppets in Space.
Craig, I'm going to turn away from you now.
All right.
And look right next to you. Kitty corner for me. Meow.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Because no matter who sits there, anytime I do it, they always meow back to me. Colleen Smith is back on the show.
Hello!
Who was on your shirt?
It's Neil Diamond.
I thought it was George Bush Sr. I was like, what is this?
No, it's Neil Diamond.
Are you a big Neil Diamond fan, Colleen?
I'm a moderate Neil Diamond fan. I
What-
saw him at the Greek. This is where I got this t-shirt. He was very good.
I heard he put on a great show. Isn't he? Is he not well? He's soon to be not well.
I don't know. I don't keep up on...
And he didn't mention it. You didn't want to ask.
No,
I understand.
This was a couple years ago. It was like the, 40th anniversary of his show there before.
I'm in tremendous pain right now. Here's Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
I will soon be dead. Who wants to hear Cracklin' Rosa? Colleen, have you ever stolen anything?
When I was a small child, I stole a stuffed animal. And at the time, we had enough money to have a Spanish-speaking nanny who was so afraid of getting in trouble because I'd stolen something and she didn't realize until after we left that we went home and then my parents took me back and made me return it. I was 5. And then I got that stuffed animal in 3 different forms for Christmas from a bunch of different people. So,
Whoa. Lucky you.
I was I was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I just grabbed something and then no one made me put it back.
Right.
If that's not a lesson in not stealing.
But I'm not. I literally never stole. I was the only kid. I worked at an ice cream store, and teenagers would come in and be like, "Hey, Colleen, give me free ice cream," and I'd be like, "No. That this is how small businesses go under," and I wouldn't. I wouldn't give them anything. I eventually at California Pizza Kitchen, I would give people free soup, but that's it.
Free soup.
I'm the most honest, non-stealing, guilt-ridden person.
Is it that? Did you feel that it was morally wrong, or was it a fear thing?
Morally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much that Catholic part stuck with me of you don't take things that aren't yours. They're not yours.
That did not stick with me.
Yeah.
Although I didn't steal to that last job. That job broke me. that was one where...
And I didn't steal from CPK soup until I'd been there for 7 years. And they were so awful to me that I was fine, I'll get that soup.
That's what happens.
Yes.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
Colleen, when's the last time you went to church?
I think this is sad, 14 years ago, somebody's funeral. I mean, I've been in churches because when you go on vacation, all you do is visit people's churches. I mean, nice, European cities. It's always let's look at another church.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But any kind of mass.
Like an Airbnb.
Yeah. No, I take that back. It wasn't a funeral. It was a wedding.
Sure.
But about 14 years ago, they had the nerve to have a full mass. And
Yeah. Come on.
Yep.
My little brother just got married. The first time he got married, full disclosure, he's divorced and remarried. First time he got married, full Catholic wedding with the mass. They were divorced a year later. This time, I've heard of this my wife told me a story about friends of hers who got married in Griffith Park, and they didn't get any kind of permit or anything. They just said, hey, show up here and we're going to get married. And, so everybody showed up and they did it. And I guess it was a short enough ceremony that the authorities were not involved. And I think they did kind of the same thing. There's a statue off of Kelly Drive in Philadelphia called Playing Angels. It's 3 angels playing horns. They're very high up on pedestals. And we just showed up there and kind of gathered around. It was a very small group. And then we left, and that was it. And I don't think there was any permit involved or anything.
It was really nice.
And it made me think, why doesn't everybody just do that?
Yeah,
There's plenty
that's
of places.
beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Colleen, I'm going to look away from you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to look across the table from you to welcome a new friend.
Ooh.
This gentleman, he's never been on the show before.
No.
It is his first appearance, and God willing, not the last. Please welcome to Spontanea Nation, Edgar Momplaisir.
Oh, thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for being
I'm
here.
very excited to be here.
You put out like a vision board style, I think, on
did.
Twitter.
I did.
That it was one of your goals this year to be on this podcast.
Yeah, and I'm hitting that goal.
There you go.
Thank you, Carl Tart, for the cosign. To be like, this guy's not crazy. You can let him on your podcast.
Can I tell you, Carl had nothing to do with it,
Oh, thank
because
you.
I've heard you on your podcast on Culture Kings, and knowing that you were an improviser, and I guess the association with Carl helped a little bit. But it's not like Carl said, hey, you got to have Edgar on there. This was my decision.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you then.
Carl feels like he doesn't get enough credit. I feel like he gets too much credit.
You're not going to hear any complaints from me on that.
Edgar, when we have new people, I always like to ask, what was your beginnings with improv? Where did you start? And when did you come here?
She hates that I tell this story, but I have to. I had a huge crush on this fellow improviser named Paige Hoffman-Nielsen, and I would be like, what are you doing tonight? And she's like, oh, I have improv practice. And I was like, I got to get in that improv practice. So I joined the improv troupe, and then I was like, oh, I'm kind of good at this. This was in college, and then I kind of fell in love with it. And then we were doing short form, so essentially Wayne Brady type stuff.
Yeah, it was like Whose Line? Sort of,
yeah, and we got over it very quickly. So I was like, what's a new thing? And I just Googled other improv forms, and I came across this special called the Ass Cat special, and watched that. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I bought the UCB manual and tried to teach my college improv team, the Herald, and failed very greatly at it. Everyone hated me because I didn't know what I was doing. We would do a swinging, this is very inside baseball, but swinging doors. You guys know what those are? Yeah. We'd be like, oh, this is what you do in a scene to Justify. You swing out and you show a past scene of why they do this thing. And everyone hated it. My girlfriend at the time would come and be like, that was okay. So then I was like, my goal is to...
It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it became my goal to master it, and I'm gonna show them that I did know what I was talking about, and I came out here to take classes.
Wow. And who was the young lady you had the crush on?
Paige Hoffman-Nielsen. She's killing it at the Groundlings.
Right.
Yeah.
So still someone that you know, but she does not like you telling that story.
She hates that because she thinks she says it makes her sound like a bimbo. I don't know
What?
I don't get why.
I think it makes you sound like a bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I joined improv comedy to impress a girl.
Right. But you guys never dated.
Never. Never. It didn't work.
But then the improv took.
The improv took.
That became your lady.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm dating improv comedy.
And where did you come from?
I was born in New York City.
Okay.
And then at the age of 14, my mom's like, let's shake things up. And we moved to the border of Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. She said, let's shake things up.
She literally said, let's shake things up. And it's how big of a family?
3 boys and then both my parents.
Wow. And Dad was on board with this as well?
He's on board with anything she said.
Border of Mexico where?
McAllen, Texas. It's literally the bottom point of Texas.
Wow. Holy moly.
I was the first black person a majority of my friends had ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And how long did you live there?
4 years. I was 18, I'm getting out. I moved to Northern California. For college.
For college. Which college?
Pacific Union College, a very small school, about 1,000 kids.
PUC, of course.
It's an Adventist school. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the religion of Adventism.
It's one I've heard of, but don't really know what it is.
We go to church on Saturdays. We like to be very counterculture in that way. What's everybody else doing Sundays? Nah. Let's do Saturdays.
When is the last time you went to church?
December, because anytime I go back home, I have to put back on the hat. You know what I mean? I gotta be like, oh yeah, we doing this.
I remember that was a big deal the first time I said, I'm not doing that. You know, when I went home, and my mom was like, at first was going to protest, and then she was like, he's an adult, I guess. What am I going to do?
Yeah, no, that still doesn't work with my mom. Yeah. She's a strong Haitian woman. She'll never not let me go.
Are they good services? Like, is it just holidays?
No, they're terrible services.
Are they boring?
The last one was interesting because my brother was in a play, and he kind of like put on like the whole like guilt thing of like, come on, I'm in this. So I went to go watch it, and they brought in a live goat. It was like a retelling of Jesus's birth.
Right.
So they brought in like a live goat, and they could not control that goat. So that was very fun to like see them try to like see the shepherd try to be like, oh look, the birth, like, bah! It's like super loud. Like that was very fun.
I feel like goat is the animal that does not get mentioned in that story.
They're shepherds, right? I don't know.
You got your camels, you got your donkeys, you got your sheep for
they
sure.
Were goats. They were goats.
I mean, of course, there probably were.
They couldn't control the goat.
I used to like going to midnight mass because that would be, it's very festive at Christmas time, and the church is all decorated, and there's great choral music and everything, and you're staying up late, you know, which is, as a kid, it's very exciting. Yeah, and then as an adult, it's kind of cool because you know who's, like, there are people who are drunk.
That doesn't exist in Adventism. Adventism is like, what's fun? Don't do that. Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck next time you go home.
You know what? I'm just gonna stop going.
You can't do that to your mom.
Listen, the plan is to become rich so she can fly out here.
Is she still there?
Yeah.
In that same town?
In that same town.
Wow.
She's killing it over there. Why would she leave?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, she's crossing people up every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take another break. During the break, listen to the ad. Look, guys, you got to listen to these ads. I don't know if you are or not, but I know that some people probably don't. Pretend I'm your mom and we're going to church. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. In a moment, we will reveal our location for our improv, given to us by Utkarsh Ambudkar, and then we're going to do that improv. All this and nothing else when Spontaneanation returns. Hi, Paul F. Tompkins out here. We're talking to people about their clogs. Ma'am, you are wearing clogs?
I work at the Pampered Foot. It's a place where we do foot massages, and we all wear these clogs.
Have you tried a new brand of clogs called Cleags?
I have not. Tell me about them.
Well, they're like every other clog you've ever seen. They're made of wood with a leather strap. I don't know why people wear them. They don't seem comfortable because you're standing on some wood on your bare foot all day.
You know, chefs and doctors swear by clogs.
I thought they liked Crocs.
I just need to say I'm not a doctor. All of us who work at the Pampered Foot have to really make that clear.
And you're not a chef either.
No, but I do like to bake for friends.
What is your signature dish, would you say?
Well, I like to make something called grumkey. It's a stuffed cabbage.
It's called Wormkey?
It's called grumkey.
Grumkey?
It's called grumkey. You racist son of a bitch.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's a Polish dish.
I did not mean to be racist.
It's Galumpie.
That's not at all what I thought.
I've missed 2 buses talking to you about nonsense.
Are you familiar with the song Accidental Racist by Brad Paisley and LL Cool J?
It's my favorite song, and it cleared up racism, and now it's done.
Well, there you have it. If you're shopping for clogs, consider Cleags. Paul F. Tompkins turning you back over to the show. Oh, welcome back. Folks, we done did it now. We got a location. We're going to reveal it. But first, just so you know, In order to aid us in our storytelling, we use 3 sound effects that move us about in space and time. Let's say we're in a scene and we need to travel into the past for any reason. Someone's having a memory. We're learning how something came to be. Anytime we travel into the past, we use this flashback sound effect. Now, you can't stay in the past forever. Whenever we want to get back in time, go back to where we were or travel into the future. Anytime we're moving forward in time, we use this flash forward sound effect. Now, this final sound moves us only in space, not in time. Let's say we're in a scene, we want to find out what's happening at the exact same moment somewhere else. We use this meanwhile button. Past, present, future. Everyone gets it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to reveal location for an improv provided to us by our guest, Utkarsh Ambudkar. That location is Joe's Crab Shack. Joe's Crab Shack. We take you now to Joe's Crab Shack. Ooh, a lot of choices.
I see they have a bucket.
A bucket of crabs?
It's a sundry bucket. It's crabs and potatoes and a clam or two.
Well, they're all in one bucket?
Yeah, it's like a clam bake, but in a restaurant.
But I mean, are they all smushed together? Because I don't like my foods to touch.
But I don't think you can smush a clam. It has a house it lives in that protects it.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, and I think it's a boiled potato, but not to the point of mashing.
Not a house necessarily, but certainly a coating that protects it.
Yes. Oh, I'm overwhelmed.
I just don't know what to pick. They have over 10 items.
And they've made everything into a cake. Crab cake, clam cake, oyster
Potato cake? Oyster cake? You said oyster cake.
I said oyster cake. It's
Hi,
not,
folks. Welcome to Joe's Crab Shack. I'm Randy. Be taking care of you today.
How long have you been
Hello.
standing there?
I've been there for about 5 minutes and was just looking for an opening.
You overheard our entire conversation about the bucket?
I did. You seem a little confused about our menu. Is there anything I can help clear up for you?
Randy, did you hear the part about where I don't like my foods to touch?
Yes, I did hear that.
I apologize. I don't mean to be rude.
Nope, that's all right. And, we can arrange your plate to avoid any sort of overlapping food.
Oh, so it doesn't necessarily have to be in a bucket.
Well, buckets are kind of our thing.
Oh, well, when in Rome. When in Rome. Now, do I have to put Old Bay on things? I'm violently allergic.
You're violently allergic.
But I don't want to be that woman.
Okay, I can let
That man is already staring at me. Sir, is something interesting happening?
Can y'all order? I'm trying to order, man.
See?
We've never been to Joe's Crab Shack before. We're just trying to get the lay of the land.
Yeah, I understand that, but this is my daughter's birthday, so I'd like to
Oh, happy birthday to her.
say thank you to the people.
Thank you.
Sir, if you're ready, I can go ahead and take your order.
Yeah, but they were first, you know what I mean? So they got to go first.
Oh, he's
Okay,
a
well,
sense of
I'm trying to teach my
justice.
daughter about
does-
order.
He does have a sense of justice.
Yes.
Should we step aside and let him order for his
I think that's the only thing to do.
No,
Yes, sir. What?
I don't want nobody to pity us, okay?
Oh, no, I didn't
Y'all
mean
gonna
to.
go first, y'all go first.
Sir, I certainly didn't mean to.
Don't pity my daddy. He works really hard. He's a man of his own means.
Oh, what a well-spoken little child.
That's right. That's my daughter. I teach her right.
Do you remember that YouTube video where that guy sat on his car and he taught his kid how to be respectful and the kid just cried a lot? Mm-hmm. That's my daddy.
That's right. They ain't even credit me on that video. And that's what I'm talking about. No more disrespect.
Oh, wait a second. You were actually in the video.
No, they stole that video from me.
That's a very interesting story.
Yeah, I do it with my daughter every Sunday.
Yeah.
She says, let's go to the park. I say, no, let's do this thing instead.
Excuse me, I want to talk to my partner for a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Did you hear what I heard?
Oh, man, that was gold, solid gold.
I mean, we're gonna be, if we steal this idea,
a viral fortune, man.
be YouTube superstars.
Oh, yeah, hits.
Take that, Logan Paul. Oh, that's a sad, terrible tale.
And I'm still trying to make rent. You know what I mean? But those dudes, they drive Dodge Challengers now.
Have you thought about both of them do?
Both of them have a Dodge Challenger.
Have you thought about selling any toys you might have in your home?
Oh, man. They mean a lot to me, though.
Well, I hope you'll forgive me for saying so, and I hope this isn't crass to admit, but my wife and I, that's how we earned our fortune. We sold all our toys.
What?
Yes.
What kind of toys we talking?
Well, I had corn cob toys.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have a hard time moving these corn cobs.
But they're made of corn cobs. They're an American tradition of poor people playing with dried food.
They're real authentic corn cobs, if that's what you're worried
They're
about.
deteriorating before my eyes.
That's what makes them authentic.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Do you own this toy store?
I certainly do.
My portly son here has been looking for some corn cobs.
I want those corn cobs, Daddy.
What? Would $1 million suffice?
$1 million?
I'll take it.
And how much do we?
Yes, how much?
We should have agreed to terms
Hold
before.
on.
No, I'm going to buy
So that's how y'all here now?
Yes.
We made that money this afternoon.
Whoa.
And we thought, what's the first thing to do?
Yeah,
Go to a
Crab Shack. Let's celebrate with crabs.
Seafood, the food of the wealthy.
What was your cut of the million, if you don't mind me asking?
$30,000.
Oh. What percentage is that? Honey, what percentage is that? Daddy taught you math?
It's 33.3%.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
You thought I wasn't going to know that, didn't you?
Doubt is a good thing sometimes, all right? Doubt is a good thing. It pushes you to be stronger.
When my daddy doesn't believe in me, it cuts at my soul, but then a scar forms and makes it strong.
That's right. I tell her that every day.
What a philosophical little child.
Look, if anybody's ready to order,
Excuse me, Randy, I'm so sorry.
Here. Sorry.
Just got sidetracked.
Please, I feel it's only right if we step aside so the birthday girl may
Darling,
order.
he's made it clear his pride prevents it.
It's true, and he is trying to set an example for his daughter.
My pride has stopped me from many things.
Oh, really? Can you think of one?
So you really like my sketches, Lauren?
They're some of them are usable, I think.
Which ones aren't usable? Explain to me in detail.
Look, this one about a small girl sitting on the hood of a car. I'm not really sure where that's going, and I've seen that online. So I think that's just kind of a derivation of the popular YouTube
Nah, but
video.
this is from honesty. It's from me. You know what I'm saying? It's from the source.
Okay, you know, I have meetings with actual people in the cast. I'm not sure.
Lord. I finally got my Trump impression down. You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure. We're always looking.
Like listening to a mirror, am I right?
Yo,
this is-
you Alec Baldwin?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Listen, man, I want to let you know something. You're not even my favorite Baldwin, all right? So I'm trying to talk to Lauren Michaels here, and you getting in my way, sir.
Excuse me, I have to confer with Mr. Michaels for a second. You gotta get rid of this guy.
I was going to be on that cast that year, man.
What a story.
So can y'all order?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
yes,
we would like. What's the most expensive bucket on your menu?
Yes.
Probably Poseidon's Delight.
Oh, Poseidon's Delight.
Well,
He was a god.
yes, and he messed with Odysseus. Let our stomachs take the Odyssey through Poseidon's delight.
Yes, the siren call of Poseidon's Delight.
One Poseidon's Delight?
Just a one?
Just
I thought-
one. Is it like a cocktail?
Is
It's a pretty big bucket.
Oh, it's a bucket
yes,
for
it
two.
is.
It's a bucket for two.
Certainly.
The food will touch within the bucket, so
Oh, no.
I'm sure.
But wealthy people enjoy it.
Well, sure.
Honey, it's a Sophie's choice you have to make here.
As this is a celebration, and
Yes.
I certainly want to put on a good example for this child, I will eat the touching food.
Oh, Oh my God, guys.
What?
They ordered a Poseidon's Delight.
Idiot.
We're gonna fuck with those guys.
We gotta fuck with them.
All right. What are we thinking?
We can put any kind of shit in there that we want.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh boy.
They didn't even ask what's in it.
No, they didn't. They think it's for wealthy people.
I got an idea. This is crazy.
Okay.
Let's put chicken in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna get them good.
They're gonna be so confused.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, this isn't seafood.
Yeah.
How about put some spare ribs in there?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
my goodness.
That's insane. Tom, you're so insane, Tom.
I'm crazy.
Oh my god.
I will put a layer of garlic bread on the bottom.
Oh, it'll soak up all the juices and taste delicious at the end of the meal. They'll be so upset.
Byron, what are you gonna put in there?
I'm just gonna garnish it with some nice vegetables. Oh man, I went to this farmer's market the other day, spent a lot of money on some nice veggies.
Man, you're too good for this place. Like,
Yeah.
you actually have talent.
What are you talking about?
You need to
No.
get out of this
No.
Joe's Crab Shack with counter service,
No,
man.
man. No,
you
I
should
like
come in.
fucking around here with you guys.
No, listen. You ever see Good Will Hunting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. But here's what I heard. I heard there's a scene where like Good Will Hunting's friends are like, "Hey, Good Will Hunting, you're smart.
Yeah.
We're dumb.
Yeah.
You got to get out of here.
Yeah.
You're like Good Will Hunting in this situation."
I don't know what you mean, man. I'm not smart.
I could steal a VHS copy of it if you want one.
It was the
VHS.
highest grossing movie of 1997.
You guys want to try these snacks I just
I
made?
think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but it's on my top 300 list.
Yeah. Don't change the subject.
No,
I know
let's
we're
just try these snacks. I just made
I'm
these.
gonna
I just
try these-
fucked around real quick. Just try these. Try
okay,
these
but
things.
we're
Whoa,
not going to stop
try
talking
this.
about how brilliant you are.
All right,
let's try
whatever.
it.
Whoa, what's in this stuff?
my God.
I'll just do it
Delicious.
together. Some shit. I don't know. Some kale. A little bit of spice. Finished it with a little bit of filet.
Just a sort of generic filet.
Listen, okay. You said I was fucking smart.
I know. Well, look, I hate all those foods you described, and yet this is delicious.
It all works together. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Tongue went on a journey.
You guys don't get it, all right?
What do you mean?
No,
We just
you don't
complimented
get it,
you.
I gotta
Byron.
stay behind and take care of my ma.
What?
Honey,
No.
Oh, she's here at the store.
There she is again.
honey, I've been in the car for a half hour.
I'm working right now. I'm trying to make some money.
Okay. I guess I'll just go back and sit.
No, Ma, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. Did you meet the guys?
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, how
How
you
you
doing?
it's employees only back here.
Hey, can we make an exception for my ma?
I gotta report you. I don't want to, but I gotta.
Yeah, I understand, because
Yeah.
if they find out, you'll get fired.
Yeah, I guess. I wasn't even thinking about it that way. I was just thinking like, it's just like rules are rules.
We
and I
got
like
a
rules.
system here.
We
It's
got
an
a
honor
system.
code. It's
That's
Joe's Crab Shack.
Joe's Crab Shack.
That's it.
What?
Nobody's ratting out my son.
Whoa, Ma!
Hey, Mom's got a gun.
Watch it, lady.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He emptied the money out of the cash register, sir.
What is this, man? What is this?
I don't know what's happening right now.
What's going on back there?
I don't.
There's quite a commotion, Randy. Is this something you should be
You know, our
actually-
kitchen staff really gets into it. They love working here. There's a lot of enthusiasm back there, so it's nothing.
People don't sound happy. Oh my God!
Oh, my
please
goodness.
stop pointing that gun, please.
Honey, you're never getting out of here. Take that money and run. Go to the border. Go to a border town.
I'm running, Ma. I'm running, Ma.
Where's that fellow going?
Anyway, here's your number. You can go to your seat, and we'll bring the Poseidon's delight
Poseidon's
to you.
delight.
Poseidon's delight.
All right, well,
Now, young girl, you can order.
All right, cool. Thank you. Can we have 2 lemonades?
2 lemonades?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
that's all.
That's
Well,
what? After all that hubbub and commotion?
Hey, it was about order. It wasn't about what I was ordering. I wasn't ordering anything complicated, but y'all were first. Y'all had to go
But
first.
there's a hot dog on a stick right over there. They hand make it every
She
morning.
wanted it from Joe's Crab Shack, and I told her it's her birthday. She can have it from wherever she wants.
all right. It's Minute Maid lemonade from the fountain, so it's
I like it because it tastes chalky.
I mean, she knows what she wants. I mean, that's wonderful.
All right. 2 lemonades.
Us, we're right here. Oh, you were telling the back.
I have to call out all the
Honey,
orders.
don't
We
sass
have
that
a
man.
system here.
So the drinks are
Sorry,
back there as well. It's not, they're not just. There's not just a.
Okay. I gotta go slowly to the drink fountain, okay?
Yeah.
And fulfill this order.
And I gotta very quickly assemble a Poseidon's Delight.
No fast moves, Sonny.
None taken.
Okay.
Don't get any ideas.
Just getting some ice. Getting some ice. Filling it up with fountain.
You narrate what you're doing as well.
Lemonade.
Putting ice in the bucket. Putting down some oysters.
I'm scared, but trying to
Yeah,
remain
hit him
strong.
along as well. As well.
I'm terrified. I've never had a gun pointed out.
I have to take a shit. I have to take a
What are you
shit.
learning about yourselves internally at this point?
I'm actually doing better than I thought I would do in this situation.
Yes.
So how did you feel about that monologue? I don't feel like you were accessing yourself in a way there. There's gonna be a time when you're gonna have to deliver a monologue strong.
Well, I mean, it's just acting. Who cares? Just pretend. You know what I mean? Like, when am I ever going to have to deliver a monologue that's so important?
Wow, that really hurt my feelings there. To call it just acting?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
What am I doing every day then, huh? Guess just fucking myself in the ass.
Listen, can I be honest with you?
What?
I don't even want to be an actor. I only joined this troupe because I have a crush on you.
Me?
Yeah.
Solomon?
Yeah.
How long have you been keeping that in?
Since I met you?
It can't work, though. I don't date actors.
Ooh.
Can we practice our swinging doors, guys?
Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, guys.
All right, so it's the
start
Wild
scene.
West.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I just like
Piano players going strong.
I'd like a warm up. Can we do some zip zap zop?
Yeah,
Just
let's start
really
it.
quick?
Let's start
Zip.
it. Zip,
Zip, zap, zap.
Zap.
Zip, zap.
Zip, zap, zap.
Zop.
Zip, zap, zop.
Zop.
Zip, zap, zap.
Zip.
I'm winning. What is keeping that Poseidon's Delight?
No, nothing is cooked. It's all cold things or pre-cold things put in a bucket.
And what about your lemonade? You haven't got your lemonade.
I'm getting very, very impatient, but respectfully so.
Respectfully
Yes.
impatient.
Yeah.
Lesson to be learned for all of us.
We could stand here like bumps on a log, or we could do something about it.
Oh, darling, what do you propose we do?
I say we go through that swinging door into the back area.
Employees only?
Sorry,
area?
folks. It is employees only. We have a way of doing things here at Joe's Crab Shack.
Well, you're an employee. Could you be an ambassador for us?
I guess there's no reason why I couldn't lead a group of people back there.
You do have that authority.
Take us on our odyssey, please.
All right, folks. If you can follow me right back this way, we're going through the swinging door. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Keep monologuing!
Oh man, I'm shitting my pants now. It's all coming out.
The rest of you join in!
It's all
I
coming
am
out.
getting very calm. I'm getting very calm all of a sudden.
I'm very scared for my life. I'm very scared of everything that's happening.
Hector, when did you get here?
I was in the bathroom when I walked in.
Randy is very confused right now. I brought some customers back there with me. They're seeing the inner workings of Joe's
this
Crab
is
Shack.
very exciting.
I was hoping to have a bucket of something new before I die. I just wanted a good birthday.
I just want my daughter to be respectful.
Should we maybe not have the child back here with the lady holding the gun?
2 lemonades up.
Oh,
I
honey.
shed my pants.
Oh boy.
One Poseidon's Delight.
Excuse me. Can I get the first bus to the border?
With the first bus to the border.
Yes.
Well, let me just click into the system here. Does it matter what border?
No, not at all.
Any border.
Any border.
Okay. Well, I got a bus that's heading up to upstate New York.
Okay, here. All this money.
Wow, $30,000.
That's right.
That is
Joe's Crab Shack be raking it in sometimes.
0.3% of a million. Well, sure you go. Here's your bus ticket, and have a wonderful trip.
Is it my turn yet?
Yes, finally, you're up.
Is Candyland a real place?
Is Candyland a real place?
Yeah.
I'm typing it into my computer. Let's say, well, yes, there is a Candyland, Montana.
Well, I want to go there.
Okay, you'll have to transfer in Missoula. Is that okay?
I don't care.
Wait, excuse me, sir.
Well, I'm a fat little boy.
Do you think they need chefs over in Candyland?
I
child now. I'm a child.
Sir, I'd like to change my ticket.
What?
Okay, well, I got to type it into the system here.
I'm gonna go
Here's your
with this.
$30,000 back.
Oh, the return policy here is amazing.
We have got, if you change your mind within 5 minutes of buying your ticket, you get your money back in full.
Hank, can I speak to you over here?
Yes,
Hank?
yes, Phyllis.
Hank, I'm noticing that you're selling a ticket to an unescorted child and a man who seems to be a runaway felon.
Well, sorry, I thought he was a grown adult, but clearly he's just a robust little boy.
Yes, he's a
fat little boy.
Oh, he's with me. He's with me. I'm his guardian.
him. That's
well,
right.
Then I guess it's okay. Sorry for being a nosy Nelly.
No, that's all right, Phyllis. We have a way of doing things here, and it's good to check in.
Candyland, here we come.
Whoa.
All right, here's the Poseidon's Delight. One Poseidon's Delight. Can we eat that, or should we?
Yes.
Let's ask the person with the gun.
Oh, well. Go. I didn't mean to take the whole restaurant captive. In fact, I've gotten what I need, so I probably should be scooting out of here.
What's up with your mom, man? This is cool.
He's gone already.
Don't you
He's at
remember?
a bus station.
Byron, like he ran away.
With a portly child.
Okay, yeah, now I remember that happening. I remember that happening, but I feel out of sorts because I shit my pants. I ate a box full of string cheese this morning.
A box.
A whole box.
Why did you eat a whole box of string cheese?
It was right there in front of me.
Hey, man, I'm making some eggs. You want some eggs for breakfast?
Yeah, sure. Wait a minute. What is this?
Oh, I just picked up some string cheese last night.
Oh, did you go to Costco?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Man, once I start eating string cheese, I can't stop. Oh, I'll tell you that much.
You sure? I'm really making these old eggs here, man. It's really good eggs.
Nope. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Do you like peel it, or you just eat it like bite by bite?
Do I take off the plastic wrapping?
No,
Well,
do you
no,
make
no.
it a string? It's called
you make it a string?
cheese. Do you string it out?
I feel like you don't have to do that. You could just eat it like it's just cheese.
It's a trick to get children to eat cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, what's the point of having it in strings if you don't eat it in strings?
Wait, are children not eating cheese?
Apparently, you have to trick them into eating.
My daughter eats cheese every day.
That's true.
Is there any food on this bus?
I don't know. Do you want some cheese?
Cheese. What's the shape of it?
It's kind of like a triangle, a little bit.
That's
Here.
new.
Let me whip you up something.
What? How are you doing that just on the tray table of the bus?
Sir, there's no cooking on this bus. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to get off.
What?
Get off the bus and take your rotund child with you.
No, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Sir, I don't want to hear excuses.
But we're going
Get
to
out, rotund
Candyland.
child. You are weighing down my bus as it is.
Well,
Yes.
do you think we should invite everyone to eat the Poseidon's Delight with us?
They were correct. It is larger than I expected. I feel we could all have a feast after this day.
And it would be sooner that the food would stop touching if everyone lent a hand.
Many hands make light buckets.
A burden shared is a burden lessened.
Yes.
All right. Attention, everyone.
Everyone.
May I have your attention? Listen, I don't pretend to know the comings and goings, the ins and outs of the restaurant industry, but I do know that we've all been through something here today. Mm-hmm. My wife and I had quite an adventure earlier today, and now I see there's a lady with a gun here, and somebody ran out the door, presumably to a border town with a fat child.
I took a dump in my pants.
Yeah, I feel like we're aware that you don't need to keep mentioning it all the time.
That's my inner monologue. I was asked to say it out loud.
And Randy gave his first tour of the kitchen.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Well, it was exciting.
Yes, I'd never seen a kitchen before.
So I wonder if you might all join us in sharing the Poseidon's Delight,
Breaking bread together?
as it were, but like smashing these crabs with a hammer.
Yes.
Oh, Mom. Guys, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's back, the fellow that ran out.
They kicked me off the bus.
And And who's this with you?
I'm a little fat boy.
I wanted to add one last touch to that Poseidon's Delight.
That's a perfect garnish.
Parsley.
Wow. A layer of parsley on top.
I realized that, sure, I could go somewhere else and be great, but I'd rather be great here with my family and friends.
Truer words.
Well, that fat kid's dipping his corncob doll into it.
This tastes fishy.
Well, what a wonderful birthday this turned out to be for you, young lady.
And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Ma-
That goat. So loud. And it all happened in a place called Spontaneanation. Edgar Momplaisir! Where can people find you? What do you want to promote?
You can find me on Twitter at Edgar Momplaisir, on Instagram at Awfulgram. Please check out the Culture Kings podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. And check me out over at UCB. I'm performing there pretty much every day.
There we go. Who needs crushes? Craig Cackowski!
At Cackowski on Twitter, also at Craigslist PCast to follow the Craigslist podcast and to listen to our episodes about 30 movies that are objectively better than Butch Cassidy and the Sundance. Who are those guys?
Colleen Smith!
You can find me at Colleen Smee on Twitter, COLLEENSMI. I forgot how to spell my name. And Colleen Marie Smee on Instagram. And then I have a podcast called
right.
My First Time. It's at My First Time. You'll find it on Twitter and all those
Right.
places.
Yeah.
And it's a fun thing.
It is a fun thing. I've been on the show.
Yes.
I've listened to the show. I recommend both experiences, but you could probably only have one. Ladies and gentlemen, Eban Schletter. He's Eban Schletter on all the things. Go to EbanSchletter.com to enjoy Eban Schletter's non-spontaneanation work, because Eban Schletter is only the best. How do you spell Eban Schletter? Why, it's very simple. EbanSchletter. As for me, go to paulftompkins.com/live and see if I'm going to be in your general vicinity, or maybe a place close enough that you could travel a little bit. Why should I do all the work? I am PF Tompkins on all the things. That's it. Thank you to Earwolf for hosting the podcast. Thank you to engineer Ryan for engineering us all the way to the end of the show, which this is. Goodbye forever. Until next week, this is Paul F. Tompkins saying, Semper in Presenti. Hi, Paul F. Tompkins out here. We're talking to people about their clogs. Ma'am, you are wearing clogs?
I work at the Pampered Foot. It's a place where we do foot massages, and you all wear these clogs.
Have you tried a new brand of clogs called Cleags?
I have not. Tell me about them.
Well, they're like every other clog you've ever seen. They're made of wood with a leather strap. I don't know why people wear them. They don't seem comfortable because you're standing on some wood on your bare foot all day.
You know, chefs and doctors swear by clogs.
I thought they liked Crocs.
I just need to say I'm not a doctor. All of us who work at the Pampered Foot have to really make that clear.
And you're not a chef either.
No, but I do like to bake for friends.
What is your signature dish, would you say?
Well, I like to make something called grumkey. It's a stuffed cabbage.
It's called worm key?
It's called grumkey.
Grumkey?
It's called grumkey. You
Could you
racist
spell-
son of a
I'm
bitch.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's a Polish dish.
I did not mean to be racist.
It's GALUMPIE.
That's not at all what I thought.
I've missed 2 buses talking to you about nonsense.
Are you familiar with the song Accidental Racist by Brad Paisley and LL Cool J?
It's my favorite song, and it cleared up racism, and now it's done.
Well, there you have it. If you're shopping for clogs, consider Cleags. Paul F. Tompkins turning you back over to the show.
This has been an Earwolf production
Executive producers Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, Colin Anderson, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more media and content, go to earwolf.com.